Hi,
This wasn't my choice.
I'm Nick. This is Chris. That's Juliana. This is Logan. This is Nick, our friend. And that's Jesse. We're my parents.
My musical inspiration comes from all over the place. It comes from a lot of different styles of music. It comes from a lot of my family members. Like my dad would sing a lot, and my whole family played instruments.
For me, it was my father, Doug, who owns the bistro in town. He was a drummer back in the 90s. He played for this band called Murphy's Law, and he toured with like a ton of these bands that are well known now, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beastie Boys, Bad Brains. And I remember I was on my way to a birthday party, and he drove me there, and he was telling me all these stories about how he was on tour and how he like met a lot of people. And I kind of thought to myself, I was like, I could probably do that. I could try to do that. And then so after that birthday party, I went into the garage and I picked up some drumsticks for the first time, and I started just beginning of a 6-year journey for me with drums and music. So yeah.
I've always been like a songwriter. Before I was a pianist or a keyboardist, so I would write lyrics all the time, just for fun as a hobby. And then I did a piano camp. I was suggested to do it by an old friend, and then I did this from there on out. I started doing piano, wanting to learn more.
What got me interested in music was the fact that I grew up in a very musical home, and both my parents are musicians, and my dad's a bass player, and I just picked it up when I was at a very young age. I picked up bass when I was 5.
Well, I shouldn't say we, me, Jesse, the guitarist, Chris, and Juliana were part of this organization called New Paltz Rock under this guy named Julian Baker. And basically what you do is you go in, you be in a band, and you learn a series of covers, and then you play a show in like a couple months or weeks. And we did it one summer, and we kind of thought to ourselves, we kind of need to separate ourselves from it because we weren't doing what we wanted to do.
The band's musical style is kind of alternative rock, but we all listen to so many different types of music. We try to incorporate that into our originals when we write them, so we kind of have like a hint or a taste of jazz or metal or anything. Just everybody tries to incorporate their own personal taste into our songs, and I really like that about us.
I'd say pretty much alternative rock, post-hardcore, some stuff. But with our original music, we're really trying to branch out and meld different styles together.
I think New Paltz is a really good place for bands because if you're local in New Paltz, like you're gonna be heard from. Like, there's like a lot of bands that play, and there's a lot of places for bands to play. But I think that's one of the struggles for us is because we're underage, and there's so many bars in New Paltz that we can't play because we're underage. So we try to look for gigs more like benefit shows and parties and stuff like that.
Scheduling is probably at the forefront of our issues, because if any of us have like things to do or places to be, and I don't drive yet, so I always need to get rides to practice and things like that. But another big thing would be getting shows, because it's not always easy to find a good place to play the stuff that you want to play.
I think trying to just get everyone together in the same room at the same time is really tough, especially because like I shouldn't say we run on like different schedules, and like everybody's busy like certain days that others are not, and especially for us, like Jesse's the only one that lives like in Highland, so it's kind of tough getting him here, but 4 out of the 5 of us drive, so it's good for us because we can easily just go back and forth from his house. Yeah, just getting everyone together, and then I think also like picking songs that we also want to play, because we kind of like different styles of music, and it can be tough when one person or 2 people don't like a song that somebody suggests, and we kind of have to figure out ways to like just try and figure out like what we want to do for this gig and what we want to do like for ourselves, and we try to plan around the audience. For example, we had a show in Rondout last year, and we did more pop punk kind of covers, and because the audience really liked that kind of stuff, so and we played the show and we got a really good feedback, so just we kind of got to go through some processes to really make sure we're on the right track with the band.
Well, we try to, be ourselves on stage. We look at each other, we build off of each other, and we kind of do the same things like when we're off stage, whether it be like with a joke or some stupid shit like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to be called anything else than my parents, and I don't know. It's just an awesome name, like to me. So yeah.
I always wanted to just be able to say, I'm in a band. So, like, introduce myself to someone else, and I'm in a band. It's just, I think it really helps me fit in and, meld with the group and be a part. So